I've been trying to make it on YouTube for 7 years, 5 years full time, and it's not really worked out. So I'm giving myself 1 more month, and this is what I'm gonna do to make it happen. To me, making it on YouTube comes down to a few things. One being, or the main thing being, is just making a livable wage. When I say making it on YouTube, I mean it as this is my job and I earn enough to have a wage for myself that I can pay for my own stuff for. Now, obviously this is going to be completely different for everyone, but I am in a very fortunate position that my partner is able to support me. So for me, that kind of, I think I've decided, and we're gonna be transparent in this video, I think I've decided for me, that's around 800, 1,000 plus a month. Obviously would love it to be more, but that for me right now, if I was making that, I would see that as, right, I'm making enough for this to be my job. Would love it to be more, but I hope you get what I mean. It would also mean making content that I like and love whilst being able to do that. So not having to compromise on the content that I want to be making just to make this channel successful. It also means making content that my subscribers love and entertains them and values, because I'm nothing without my subscribers. So I want it to be something that I love and also that my subscribers love or new people find and love. But that's what I see as making it as. For me, it's not constantly growing the channel, increasing my subscriber count by a certain amount every month. I'm not here for constant growth. I'm just here to be able to make this a job that I can carry on doing whilst making the content that I love and making enough money, essentially. I feel like the making enough money is a bit of a controversial one. Some people think that you should only do this because you love the content and that should be enough for you. I'm going to explain at the end why making the livable wage is important to me and why I see that as making it at the end of the video, but I know the majority of you are probably here just for my strategy, so we're going to go into the strategy. Now, I have kind of already been doing this strategy for a little while, but I'm going to run through everything that I'm doing for the next month and a half. I am giving myself to about mid-March, and these are the main things that I'm going to be getting up to really try and push this channel. My first thing is 2 videos a week. That's kind of my sweet spot. I am already doing this full time. This is the only job that I have currently, apart from other little small things that I do on the side. So I am able to push out 2 videos a week that I feel are good quality videos and things that I like. I used to do 3, but I think it got to a point with me when I did 3 videos where it kind of felt like I was just trying to churn up some type of video idea just to get a video out, rather than really putting effort into the videos and making them good and having the time to do that. So 2 videos seems to be my sweet spot. And within those 2 videos a week, because I'm only given this 6 weeks left, the videos that I'm going to be making is going to be a lot of keyword content. And what I mean by that is I'm going to look at videos that I've done in the past that have done really, really well, and the majority of my content for the next 6 weeks is going to be searchable content, because I'm trying to make a push on growth for this 6 weeks, because that is what I need currently to be able to make the livable wage. I need more people to be seeing my videos, so more of my ads are seen, and also so that brands will work with me. That is how I'm going to be able to make this livable wage. So what I really need to do right now is grow the channel, and to grow the channel I need to be doing searchable content. Now, people call this different stuff. There's things like hero content, passion content. I've heard people call it by different names, but I am going to throw in there some of what I would call like my true content. I definitely love to make the searchable content. Do not get me wrong. It is not me being like, I'm only making it because it's searchable. That is not what I mean. I love making searchable content. My hotel tours, some of my favorite videos I've ever done. But I know that my current subscribers love to see my vlogs, but unfortunately, vlogs just don't grow the channel as much as I'd like them to. YouTube is full of vlogging channels, so I completely understand why it's not growing my content and my channel as much as I would like it to. But that means if I'm going through this 6-week intense growth spurt, I can't put it out as much. I only have 2 uploads a week. I need to use them strategically to try and bring some more people in. But I do not want to make my current subscriber base feel like this isn't the channel that I subscribe to. I love vlogs. I want to see vlogs. So they are going to be in there. They're just going to be more sparse than I think I would usually upload them. Because I am giving it the last 6 weeks, or if we include January, because I have been doing this since the new year, because it is like a 10-week focused strategy that I'm doing, I would say this is very different to if I was just sitting down and planning my year out for this channel. Like I say, I have been doing this 5 years full time, and every other year it hasn't been, okay, let's push keyword content out, let's push it, because it can get expensive. Keyword content for me tends to come in the shape of hauls. It tends to come in the shape of sitting down and talking about my disability, hotel tours, but we're not doing any of them because they're at another level of expense. So doing this 10-week block is very different to if you are sitting down and going, right, this year I'm going to focus on growth. I couldn't do and push out this much search term content if it was going to carry on for the entire year. So it's going to be a very like intense 6 weeks. And then if it works, amazing. I will figure out how I am going to carry on whilst including searchable content. But just for this period, that is what I'm focusing on. My second strategy is to post as many shorts as possible. I understand why there is debating around shorts within the YouTube growth community. I can understand why people don't think that they help. There is controversy as to whether they do actually help you grow your channel. Some people believe that they absolutely do. It shows your face to more people, so more people are going to subscribe to you. Some people, however, think that if you are just posting shorts, they aren't going to transform over to your long form content. They are going to be there just for shorts, and if you don't carry on posting shorts that are relevant to the one that they subscribe to, they're just going to unsubscribe to you. And I can understand that, but I would definitely say that since I started posting shorts more regularly, my content has popped off way more than it ever has. It has not by any means made me viral. I mean, look at my subscriber count, I'm still under 5k, but it has definitely increased it more than when I wasn't posting them regularly. I think, in my opinion, every little helps. Even if you gain, I don't know, 30 subscribers in 1 month from shorts, there is a chance that one of those are going to start watching your long form. And to me, that's enough. It means I've got one more subscriber than I did without posting them. I would definitely say shorts aren't my thing. Like I don't have that passion that some people do, like on TikTok and other platforms where they love creating short form content. My love is long form content. I love this. This is my favorite thing to do. So I definitely understand why some people just don't think it's worth the hassle, especially if you're like me and just don't enjoy making it, or don't prefer making it, I should say. I do enjoy making it, it's just not as enjoyable as this. But like I said with the last point, because this is just going to be like 6 weeks of work, I'm going to try and make as many as possible. Similar to that, I'm also going to go live as much as I feel able to. I am going to talk a little bit about my disability later, but I can't go live as much as I'd like to. I feel like if I'm thinking about how to grow on YouTube, I would be going live at least twice a week, whereas it's just with my brain it just doesn't happen. But I am going to have it in my head is go live whenever you feel like it. Whenever you feel like you can do it, do it. I didn't go live for a really long time. Like after YouTube put the function out there, I didn't utilize it at all because I just didn't like the idea of it. I also thought that my subscribers wouldn't enjoy it, but since I've started doing it more, I've realized that my subscribers do actually really like it, and I like it as well because it's so fun to be able to talk to them on real time. I love when new people join as well, and I love like people discovering me through that because I do feel like lives are very authentic. I can't edit myself out and cut big chunks out of time where I'm thinking and processing things, but it means that it is authentic, and I think people enjoy seeing the authenticity around that type of content. Again, it might be the same as shorts where people don't really go from lives over to long form, but just like with shorts, for me it's worth the risk. And I don't really do huge things in my lives as well, so I wouldn't say that the payout, like the amount of work for the payout, is huge. Like I normally just put my phone up and chat, so I would definitely say it's worth it to try. I have had a few successful lives. One live that I did last year, I got 30 subscribers off that one live, which was huge for me and massively helped. I also have had some very lovely people give me some super chats, which has massively helped. I can't even begin to talk about how grateful I am to those people who give super chats on lives, because they have for many months been the thing that has made me be able to check out my AdSense. So if you make below £60 on AdSense in 1 month, you basically don't get your money till the next month where you've made £60. And for the last, I think, 4 months, the reason that I've been able to check that out is my memberships, but also then people providing super chats, which has been incredibly generous of people. And I love that people feel like they're worth it. So I had one last night where they'd said they were just really enjoying this live and they'd been laughing for ages, so they gifted me a super chat, and that to me is incredible. That makes me feel so happy that I've provided that source of entertainment for them, that they felt like it was worth giving me a super chat. So I am going to try and go as live as much as possible. My last strategy is to start reaching out to brands. I have already started doing this, and I'm not going to lie, it's not going as well as I'd optimally hoped, but I'm not going to let it deter me. I'm going to keep going. I am a very small channel, so I completely understand why brands might not want to work with me, because why would they want to pay into advertising essentially to somebody who has such a small amount of reach to people? But I do feel like I have some very, very lovely subscribers who watch me, and I do feel like they would trust me if I promoted a product. So I feel like I hope that brands can understand that even though I don't have the biggest base, my subscribers, because we're all small and mighty, would believe when I say I'm doing an ad for a brand, especially when I've been so open with the whole journey of me growing on YouTube. And I think at this level, my subscribers would know that I have reached out to that brand, so of course I'm going to enjoy that product. Like, I wouldn't reach out to a brand that I didn't like. I'm also quite hopeful that brands will understand that people's opinions are changing towards influencers, content creators, and I feel like people admire brands more when they work with smaller creators, because I think people are having a discussion at the minute about whether some influencers are out of touch and braggy and things like that, whereas I feel like consumers are really noticing when brands are like, okay, well, we'll support some smaller content creators, and I think that makes viewers trust that brand more, or that's what I'm picking up on anyway. So I am reaching out to brands through emails. Like I say, I've been doing this for the last 4 weeks, but I am going to keep going and try and get some brand deals, because that will help me to get to that livable wage that I was talking about. I feel like in an optimum world, I would love to be able to support myself just by using AdSense, but unfortunately that's just not the case. I think it takes having like 1 million subscribers to be making a very good wage off AdSense. But I love the idea of working with brands. I've done social media since I was 18, not in terms of like content creating, but working in social media. I have a qualification in social media and digital marketing, so I like the idea of being able to work with brands and make content that is advertising their products and advertising products that I love. So I'm excited to work with brands. I think my subscribers are excited to work with brands. And really quickly, to all my subscribers who have commented on videos saying like, brands, we want you to work with Sarah, I cannot describe to you how helpful that is, and I appreciate it massively. To help with the reaching out with brands thing, I'm also going to start making some more content that is tailored towards more brands, because I was thinking about this the other day, and I was thinking about how I would make content if I was working with a brand, and then I was just like, what's stopping you from doing that now? Just do it with stuff that you enjoy using now. And I feel like it's a good thing to be like, here's a portfolio of stuff that I've done, but also if that's the content that I want to eventually make, start doing it now and make my channel like what I want it to be. So I think I'm going to start doing that for like places that I love to visit, products that I love to use, and that will also just help me show brands the type of content that I would create with them. And that is my strategy. I can't think of anything else that I would want to be doing that isn't authentic to me. I feel like there are other things, like people do engagement groups and things like that, but I just don't feel like they're very authentic to me and how I want to grow the channel. I also would love to do some collaborations with other YouTubers, but I'm just struggling to find people who I align with on like a ethics level, but also are at like a similar size to me, because it is hard to find small creators on this platform, and also who are kind of close to me, because I feel like a collaboration only really works when you can like be with that person. But I definitely feel like an online one would work as well, but I feel like I've just struggled to find people at a similar size to me and where it would make sense to do a video together. So if you have any suggestions of people that you watch that are a similar size to me that have similar niche topics, please comment them or message me saying who they are, and I'd love to reach out and do some like collab videos. I feel like it would be really, really fun, and I'd love to make some friends within the like content creating world. But I feel like that is all I can do, is just keep creating content. The reason I want this to work out for me, and I've talked about it in other videos, is basically it all comes down to my disability. I am autistic and have ADHD and have some underlying health conditions that are causing me a lot of pain, and I have always struggled working in typical work environments, so employed work environments. I've been self-employed since I was 18, because every work environment that I had before that I struggled with. And I feel like I worry some people think that I haven't had a go of it. By the time I turned 18, I'd had 4 jobs already in many different environments. I've been an apprentice, I did sixth form, I worked at a restaurant, I worked at a retail shop, I worked in 3 retail shops, I've worked in typical employed environments a lot, and not that some of them were more difficult than others, but I really, really struggled being employed. My brain is not designed the way that everybody else's is, and I know people are probably going to be like, we can get accommodations for that. Having the legal requirement for accommodations doesn't mean that they happen, and doesn't mean that you don't get discriminated against because of that. I feel like now if I was to go and try and get an employed job, I would struggle to get that job, because I don't think I could go into an interview environment and not tell them about my disability because of how it affects me, how it affects how I work. And even though legally you can't discriminate against disability, it does put people off, especially with autism, because we aren't the best communicators in the world. It happens at the end of the day, which is sad, but it does. And I also feel like if I went into an employed job, I feel like I would burn myself out really, really quickly. And I do think that you are meant to enjoy the work that you do in this life, whatever that may be. And I haven't enjoyed any of my past jobs. I've had aspects that I love from my past job, like when I was a personal trainer, I loved working with people, but everything else about that job I hated. I love photography. I love photography with a passion, but starting a photography business and getting clients is such hard work that it diminishes that passion for it. And I'm not saying this is easy work, because like I say, I've been trying to grow this for 5 years and it hasn't happened, but I feel like this is the type of hard work that I can get through. I can push my brain without ending up just being a shell of who I actually am. Obviously, it is happening a little bit because my channel isn't growing, but if I can get it to grow, that bit will go away. It'll be fine. I'll be able to calm my brain down. So if I could make a livable wage off this, I genuinely think that my life would be, it sounds dramatic, but worth living. Whereas a job where I have to conform my brain to work in a way that it just naturally doesn't, I do feel like my quality of life would just drop massively. I also just think, because I feel like people could be like, well, you're disabled, you could just not work and not worry about how much money you're making. YouTube requires money to make content that people enjoy, and also just the content that I would love to make. I need money for it. And also, I was talking about this on a live recently, where I do like things. I do feel like I am a little bit materialistic, where I like my things. I love interior design. I love houses. And I would really love to be able to contribute to where we live and our rent and bills and being able to save for a house. Like, I would love to be able to contribute that. And if I can do that with this as my job, it would be a dream come true. And like I say, I'm not here to be like, I want to be making Mr. Beast level money. I just want to be able to make a wage with a job that doesn't make me hate my life. So that is the reason why I feel like doing this with a livable wage is important. And the reason that I'm only giving myself 6 more weeks is because I've got to that point where I am sick of not having my own money. Like I say, I'm in a very privileged position when my partner can support me, and he has for a while, because I was really struggling once I came out of uni and with lockdown and everything. But at the end of the day, it's still not my own money. I would love to be able to feel like I am an independent person who has my own income and can spend my money on whatever I want. Not that Jack wouldn't let me spend whatever I want, but I hope you get what I mean. So I am getting to that point where I'm like, I don't think I can do this any longer without having some type of payout, because currently I had my biggest ever month in January or February. It was January or December, because of a very, going back to those subscribers I was talking about, because I had some very lovely people give me super chats. My biggest month ever was £77. That's been my highest wage ever from YouTube. So if I could get more than that and make it my job that I get a good income from, or an average income from, I would be happy. But anyway, that is going to be it for this video. I hope some of the strategy points help you if that's what you are looking to do. I would say they're applicable to like every channel. I wouldn't say anything I'm doing is specific to my niche. I would say if you're working part-time, don't worry about the frequency. Do as much as you can. Like, I'm going to do as much as I can with how much time that I have with my brain and things like that. But if you also work alongside, Just do it what's applicable to you. If you can only do one video every 2 weeks, that's brilliant. Just do as much as what you can do, and that's all you can do. That's literally all you can do. That's what I keep telling myself. If you did find this video useful, I would very much appreciate it if you could give it a like, comment, share, and subscribe if you are new. Like I say, I only have 6 weeks left, so any engagement you could give would be great. As that just shows YouTube that they will push my content to other people, and that is what we need right now. But even if you don't do any of those things, thank you so much for watching, but I shall hopefully see you in another video.